Aloha Rifters, we're in Sherwood Island with Bots from the Guild Crowns, who's going to show us around his dimension. Hey Bots!
Hello,
Aloha! And what's the name of your dimension?
the Romantic Overlord.
Nice, looking forward to this. I'm super excited because I'm a huge fan of Crystal Mass, as you can see here in the entrance, and this is just the beginning of it, so let's go!
Alrighty, first of all we'll go up the tower to see the heart.
The heart, dun 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 dun. It needs a grand entry.
As you can see as you're climbing up the tower, there's plenty of flowers everywhere, as flowers can be considered as symbolic as romantic and weddings and whatnot.
So you wanted to create this whole romantic feel for this dimension, and this wasn't
Yes.
this wasn't the dimension you started with, was it?
No, this was not. My very first dimension was a breach chamber that had around 200-ish crystal masses squeezed into it. The roofs and the walls, the floors, everything in breach chamber was crystal mass. And as I started finishing up with it, I got bored with it, and I said to myself, I need a bigger dimension, and I need more crystal mass. So I bought Sherwood Island, and this was the result.
It's all about the mass. Now I'm trying to look down at everything, and people are probably wondering why I should keep looking down, because I want you to see the heart all at once. So you'll see the effect of it as I run up with Bots, and this is the heart. That is a lot of crystal mass right there. How many did you use for it?
I think 53. The heart was pretty lengthy, and a lot of time was put into it to make it. There was a lot of tweaking around with it, a lot of mathematics used in it and whatnot to try and get the perfect shape, the perfect number on each side. I tried to make it as perfectly symmetrical as possible.
And you used Dimension Toolbox?
I sure did. I couldn't do it without dimension toolbox, to be honest.
That's
I would have had a
right.
lot of jumping up and down to do it, to get that perfect symmetrical shape it has.
Right, so for people, they might look at this and think, wow, that would be pretty easy, but when you're lining it up in the sky like that, and then trying to get it at the right height and width and all of that, it's not easy.
Definitely isn't. This whole area here that I've created was designed to be a sort of, you could say, wedding place, with the marble chairs around and the would-be pathway up to the crystal heart. You would have the groom and the bride up here saying their vows, blah blah blah, with the giant heart in the background.
So if you're thinking of marrying your real life partner or your pixel crush in game, this would be a perfect spot to come and get married. I'm sure Bots would have an outfit to be your clergy along with his mageness and make it
Definitely.
official, right? Right? Oh, look at that.
The beautiful wedding dress.
How long did this take you to build?
In total, about maybe 5 days. But the most time-consuming part of this entire dimension, like I said earlier, was the heart. The heart took me about 2 or 3 days to get everything all evened up and whatnot. The heart was definitely the hardest part of this dimension.
Let's head down and see the other part that you've lit off for our now married and honeymooners to come. And what did you like most about building this dimension?
The thing I liked most about this dimension was the colours the crystal masses gave off, the gradient effect with the purples and the light blues and the dark blues present in all of the crystal masses themselves. Whenever I would place a crystal mass, I would look at it and be in awe because it's just so beautiful.
And what did you like
Whenever I
least?
place 3 or 2. Probably the cost of everything. Crystal masses aren't very cheap to make. The ingredients are pretty easy to get, but the cost in the auction house and stuff like that was a big hit to my plat funds.
Oh, because they use old school mats, don't they? So they're not readily available.
Yeah, pretty much. They use sphalerite and tourmaline, and sphalerite was pretty expensive to get.
Okay, so that's the Storm Legion from getting mining and the crystals that you get from
Yes.
mining. That's right. And there's a lot. You need two of each for each one. There's some great crafted items that you can get for Storm Legion, and as you see, the crystal mass used throughout here, it's just been brilliant. This blue is so pretty.
Yes, this little hut, you could say, was built and designed around this miniature island, sand island, with the water around. It's sort of like a honeymoon getaway. The point of this room was to wake up with a room with a view. As you can see, if you were to wake up from the bed behind us, you would look out the crystal mass window I've created, and you would see the Port Sion, you would see the mountains, you'd see the pirate ship, you'd see Meridian, you'd see everything. And it'd be like sunny, lovely, grassy green hills.
It's interesting the rendering in. I was in here earlier and I could see the pirate ship, but today, right now, I can't.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Well, I'll take a screenshot of it later when I can get it back in here. Do you have any suggestions for people that are planning on using crystal mass, or any like making a heart the way that you have, or if they're going with a theme? You've used 499 items for here, which was half, which is what drew me to coming here. And do you have any tips for anybody thinking of doing such a project?
Do not misconstrue the size of crystal mass. At its smallest size, it can be tiny. Like, you could easily walk over it. At its largest size, it's phenomenal.
So it is nice that we can
It's
have
huge.
these different sizes of things, and crystal mass is one of the most pliable out of all of them. Some only can go so far or do so much. But I have enjoyed too, in my own personal dimension on this character, using crystal mass as well. It's just such a striking blue, and there's so many things you can do with it.
Definitely, I agree 100%.
Do you have any other projects you're doing on any of your other characters right now, or are you planning on doing any more? Or do you spend most of your time tweaking this one?
It's a mix of the two. Whenever I spot something that can be improved in this dimension, like if I can add more crystal mass here, I'll take it from somewhere else that doesn't need it as much and place it there, just to make it more filled up and more appealing to the eyes, you could say. But on the other hand, I am creating a new dimension in one of my alts that revolves around using the pink flowers in a similar fashion to the way I've used the crystal masses in this dimension. The pink flowers, you know, with an overdramatic amount of them, you could say.
Nice. I really love how you run with a specific object and then apply a whole dimension to that. I really look forward to seeing what you get up to with pink, the pink cover, because they are such a striking color again. So you like your bolds and you like your themes, so that's really evident throughout. Thank you very much, Bots from Faeblight and the Guild Crayons, for showing us around your dimension. I really enjoyed it. And for everybody that's romantic out here, I hope you stop in at Faeblight and come and have a chat with Bots, or even think about having your wedding and honeymoon here, because that would be super cool. I'd even come and participate as well and say hello. So that would be nice. Thanks, Bots.
Thank you for having me.
Where are you? Yay! Clap and wave. Go Mages. Cheers.